Hello. The story is called Gatlinburg. Uh, it is a story of murder, nursing assistant stalking a nurse they both work at a nursing home. Make sure that you like the video if you like it, comment, and subscribe. That would be great. So here is Gatlinburg. It's like a spit bubble inside his brain sliding around, reaching into the gray matter, shunting neurotransmitters, bringing the memory of Pawpaw's big red hands into sharp focus. Pawpaw was a naughty man. Tisk, tisk, tisk. He's from the country, named Bobby John, and newly arrived in the big city of Chattanooga. Racks of tobacco leaves traded for fancy pasta, the Jiffy Quick for whole foods, or whole paycheck as he calls it. It's not easy adjusting to and no longer having to put his toilet paper in a bucket beside the commode. He's trim with a tan and a tattoo of a raccoon on his forearm. He finds work as a nursing assistant in an old folks' home, wiping bottoms and feeding spoonfuls of green gelatin. The ladies are wrinkled but don't look so bad down there if one can forget the face. He steals a watch. He steals narcotic suppositories. If it's not nailed down, he steals it. He even steals an old tattered bra and sleeps with it under his pillow. It's like a movie, these old people, lying in bed with their mouths draped open. He just wants to take a staple gun and seal them shut. One old bitch has accused him of stealing her dentures, and he has, just for fun. The nurses are rich and own houses. He can only guess at what the doctors have. One comes in now and then and has yet to make eye contact with him. One doctor has a white, greasy neck that he'd like to throttle, but that's too hard. Back at his apartment, he toys with the knickknacks from the old folks and smells the old bra. He's bought a cheap computer that has Windows, and he's determined to get on the internet. There's a special going on, and he gets 1 month free, so he'll have to tank up before it gets shut down. It takes a little while, but he finds a website where French women poop in diapers, and their old boyfriends give them a good spanking. He watches over and over the same black-haired girl, her bottom red with welts. He's the only guy working at the old folks' home and tries once to get friendly with a nursing assistant named Debbie Dee. She usually has a cold sore, but so what? So does he. She leers at him like he's in a monkey cage, and he turns red like dirt. It gets in his brain, that spit bubble like a snail inside his skull. It's the wrath of God he's after. For practice in what will become an art, he sizes up the weakest and most vulnerable patient, Violet Ramsey. She's on oxygen, can't speak, and has weak kidneys. He's already stolen a doily from her and has his eyes on her glasses. He thinks he would look grand wearing glasses. He could use hers to see the effect, and then he would maybe buy a pair. He works the evening shift, 3 to 11, and eats alone in the dining room around 9. His dinner is Cheetos and a Mountain Dew. His skin gets crawly, and he takes that as a sign to get her done. Violet Ramsey is asleep, or at least her eyes are closed, her mouth gaped into a big O or maybe a Q. He checks the hallway. Her sheet is hanging off the bed, and her gown is hiked up just a bit, revealing her diaper. He closes the door, but not all the way. There's just enough light, but he needs the pillow. Like a mouse, he eases the pillow from beneath Violet's head, and her eyes snap open like a fish. Her lips move, the oxygen hissing. Over her face goes the pillow, and he's pressing down like a soldier. Her arms are moving, and her feet are kicking, but not too badly. Like sitting through the previews at a movie, he puts his weight into it. She's convulsing now, her limbs trembling. He imagines she's biting the pillow, and he's right. 4 minutes have passed, and all is well. He removes the pillow and recoils at the grimace. Violet's face blue, her eyes open. The spit bubble spreads thin and pops in his brain, releasing a juicy flow of chemicals that make his privates tingle. Looking around the room, half expecting to see someone watching, he enters part 2 of his hijinks and presses the nurse call button. "Miss Ramsey isn't breathing. Send the nurse right away." He backs off, admiring his handiwork, and it's Debbie Dee who bursts in, her breast heaving and straining. He's found out where she lives, but she can wait for now. At home, he puts the old bra on and jacks off in front of the bathroom mirror, thinking about what was inside Violet's diaper. Violet was always such a bad little girl and needed a spanking, but he had given her something better. Past midnight, and he couldn't sleep, reliving the power in his arms, his elbows pressing down, the strain on his back. No one could save her, not even the doctor. When he returns the next day, there's already a new patient in Violet's room, a man named Jack, but he seems pretty healthy and would fight. Plus, it would be strange for the deaths to occur in one room. At the medicine cart, he finds himself across from Debbie Dee. She's short and buxom with red hands like his pawpaw. She's in her tight white nurse's dress. He jokes about them eloping to Gatlinburg, and she laughs and then frowns when he doesn't laugh. She would put up a fight, he could tell. He would have to catch her from behind and strangle her neck with a dog leash. She has a dog, a labradoodle, which he has no conception of. Over the weeks, 4 more elderly patients passed silently over the River Jordan on the evening shift, obvious victims of old age and God's mercy. It's almost too easy, closing the door, grabbing the pillow, pressing down, down, down. He's bored and ready for the next adventure, Debbie Dee. He's followed her home on several occasions, parking just down the road beneath a broken street lamp. It usually takes about 30 minutes before her lights go out. He's lazy, though, and knocks off a couple more old-timers, this time with his pants pulled down, his member throbbing against the bed. On the last one, he actually does it and has to do a little cleaning up before hitting the call button. He will have sex with Debbie Dee after he kills her. He'll shave his pubic hair, wear gloves and a condom, having watched several episodes of Forensic Files. It's a Wednesday night, and he's primed and feeling jumpy. He follows Debbie Dee outside and slides into his old brown VW. He waits for Debbie Dee to pull onto the 4-lane and takes a roundabout to her house, parking on the dim street. He flexes his fingers, feels for the condom in his pocket, and pulls on the latex gloves. A bicycle passes, an old black man with a paper sack in one hand. He can see the lights in Debbie Dee's house and waits. Pawpaw used to buy cartons of ice milk for dessert, too cheap to buy ice cream. He was always the one who spooned it out into cracked bowls. He made sure that everyone knew he bought it with money he made at the cotton gin. Bobby John blinks and shakes his head, wishing away the memory of what happened after he went to bed. Pawpaw's big red hands running over him, down past the waistband of his kangaroo pajamas, singing a children's song. The lights in the house are staying on longer than usual, but he's patient and waits. The engine has stopped groaning from the heat of combustion. He remembers Pawpaw taking him to church, sitting in the front row with the deacons. A light goes out, and then another. He takes a breath and imagines Debbie Dee naked, her fat, her brown hair. He exits the VW and leaves the door open. Like he's going to the grocery store, he slides to her house and captures the front porch in his mind. A metal railing, a droopy fern hanging down. There's a doorbell that's lit a dull yellow, and he moves to the side of the house, a thrill in his chest. He's looking for an open window, but they're all shut. The backyard is tiny with a crabapple tree. He steps up and opens the screen door. There's a little screech and he stops dead. He's thinking that if there's blood, he'll have to be careful and not step in it. The back door is locked, but there's no deadbolt. He grabs his wallet, thinking he should have left it in the car, and removes his driver's license. Like a cat, he slides the card into the jamb, pressing for the latch. Pawpaw liked to pull on him like taffy, hurting him. He'd put his mouth down there with his snake thing hanging out of his zipper, just touching and pinching and jabbing, working his way around to the back side. Inside, the kitchen is dark, and the linoleum creaks under his weight. He hasn't thought about it before, but seeing the knives there causes him to think. He takes the biggest and steps through into a dining room. There is a small round table with a bowl of plastic fruit, or is it real? The house smells like graham crackers. He listens, sad that Debbie Dee will never elope. Sad that Debbie Dee will never elope with him to Gatlinburg. Okay, quite a horrific story. Debbie Dee reoccurs in a lot of my stories and novels as a character. All right, thanks. Oh, and my dog was barking.